Chapter 67. The Three Great Chess Kings. Outside the Dinglong sect, more and more cultivators gathered around, pointing at each other from a long distance away. At the center, there were several cultivators jumping up and down, moving the handicaps for Gu Hai. 5 chessboards were placed horizontally in front of Gu Hai, and there were nearly 1,000 top-grade spirit stones piled up on one side. Snap or snap, snap. With a wave of Gu Hai's probing hand, 5 top-grade spirit stones flew out and flew towards the 5 cultivators who had just moved the chessboards for Gu Hai. Many thanks, Mergu. The 5 cultivators each caught the spirit stones. For just a small favor, Gu Hai actually gave a top-grade spirit stone. The 5 cultivators were naturally very happy. Hurry up, Dinglong sect disciple. Mr. Gu has solved 5 more handicaps. Why don't you arch 50 top-grade spirit stones? Yeah, are you guys trying to renege on the debt? Hurry up. 10 more cultivators shouted at once, as if they had won. The crowd of Dinglong sect disciples looked at each other and could only immediately send a bunch of spirit stones. Ha pa pa pa. With a wave of Gu Hai's probing hand, another 10 top-grade spirit stones flew out. Many thanks, Mr. Gu. The crowd was instantly happy. Many of the cultivators surrounding them were also eager to try at this moment. This Gu Hai, ferocious is ferocious, but it seems that the Songa clan has captured the first grade hallmaster. In front of them, and without offending him, he's still quite generous. That's a top-grade spirit stone or a piece equivalent to 10,000 lower-grade spirit stones. Gu Hai actually kept rewarding it out without blinking. If only our patriarch was as generous as him. Although taking in Gu Hai's identity and fierce reputation, but as Gu Hai was generous, the crowd looked at Gu Hai more and more favorably. Between the falls, he occasionally skimmed the expressions of the surrounding cultivators and revealed a light smile. What Gu Hai wanted was this effect. Letting Chen Chonchen recruit cultivators was definitely tough, but it all started with his own performance. 1,000 gold to buy a horse's bones. Take your time. A pair of 5. This stalemate. We can't solve even one piece, but Mr. Gu is solving 5 pieces at the same time. Good chess power. The crowd marveled. In the innate stalemate world, the cloud beasts are determined by their chess strength. At that time, Mergu was able to crush 100,000 cultivators, which has already shown that his chess strength is strong. Yes, I don't think that the 3 chess kings may be a match for Mr. Gu. Not necessarily. The 3 chess kings are also very strong. Amidst the crowd's discussion, Gu Hai was gazing at the 5 chess boards in front of him. This is so familiar. Gu Hai frowned as he looked at the 5 handicapped boards. Not only these 5 boards, but the previous 100 or so boards. Gu Hai felt familiar as if he had seen them somewhere before. But there weren't any of these stalemate games in his memory, right? Why did it give him a familiar feeling? Gu Hai recalled the boards he had come into contact with as he landed his pieces. Gradually, Gu Hai's face abruptly changed. Gu Hai remembered why these stalemate games were so familiar. Indeed, he had seen them before, just that they were not in this form at that time. 29 heaven and earth vertical and horizontal chess games. Gu Hai's face sank. The perfect grand formation that Gu Hai had mastered was the 28 heaven and earth, vertical and horizontal grand formation. Right now it was 29. In the Great Abundance Gang, the game of chess that sealed the dragon tail of the Earth Dragon vein was that game. At that time, Gu Hai had played for a while and didn't play the whole game. Although later on, Chen Chonchen had come to report that the chess game was dangerous, and that if he lost, he would have to die. But before that, Gu Hai had already felt a threat within the game of chess, a kind of threat that regaled the heart and soul. Therefore at that time, Gu Hai only won 1 piece and stopped playing. However, the game of chess, Gu Hai remembered it in his heart. In a game of chess, every time a move was made, there were thousands of changes. These stalemates seemed to be taken from the many variations of that game of chess. Although Gu Hai was cracking the stalemate game, however, it was as if he was playing the 29 heaven and earth vertical chess game. Was it left by the old man chess viewer again? Gu Hai frowned as he looked at the floating island in the distance. But it's good. The 29 heaven and earth vertical chess game is unpredictable, so I can use it to study it slowly, Gu Hai thought to himself. With the chess pieces in his hand, Gu Hai kept landing his pieces. And at this moment, not far away, a white-haired old man walked out. Patriarch Ding Dong. Someone recognized it. Ding Dong was followed by a group of Ding Long sect disciples. They quickly walked closer and quietly watched Gu Hai land his son. Gu Hai also ignored it and slowly looked at the board in front of him, amongst the pieces falling. Snap! A chessboard steeply trembled. It's alive. Mr. Gu has unlocked another board. Snap! Alive again. Mr. Gu solves another board. At the last moment, Gu Hai solved one disc with one son, and soon, 5 more discs were solved by Gu Hai. Helmsman Gu. Ding Dong suddenly spoke. Hey, Gu Hai looked up. The surrounding cultivators also fell silent. Sovereign Ding, Gu Hai said doubtfully. It's none other than me. Good chess master Gu. Ding Dong laughed. Patriarch Ding is polite. It's just luck, Gu Hai laughed. Gu Helmsman, outside the clan. You can only have access to 1,000 handicaps. Why don't you follow me into the clan? And within the clan, you can choose from 3,000 handicaps. Ancient Helmsman, don't worry. As before, solve a game. 10 top grade spirit stones. And there are specialized courtyards within the clan that can be given to the ancient rudder master to rest midway. Ding Dong laughed. Oh, I heard that there were 3 great chess kings who went in before, Gu Hai curiously said. The 3 great chess kings have already entered the Yuron Valley, solving games and sparring with each other daily. Servant Gu might as well stay in as well. Ding Dong laughed. They all brought people in. Gu Hai looked at Ding Dong and said, That's natural. Friends and family, disciple followers, all can be brought in. Ding Dong laughed. Good. Gu Hai nodded and said. Turning his head, Gu Hai looked at the 4 directions of cultivators. Gentlemen, I'm honored to watch Gu play chess. All of you are people who know chess. If you don't give up, you can follow me inside the Ding Long sect and help me witness the next game of chess. What? Ding Dong was slightly stunned. The cultivator who had been given the Gu Hai spirit stone earlier immediately had his eyes light up. Mr. Gu, I'll go in with you. I'll follow Mergu inside as well. The Ding Long sect is mysterious. I still don't know what's going on inside. I'll go in and take a look too. We weren't allowed to enter earlier. Let's go in with Mr. Gu and see what's going on. At once, countless cultivators called out. Originally, Ding Long sect suddenly opened this solving conference. Many cultivators were suspicious, although there is a reward. But this is too bizarre. Somehow spend spirit stones to break the game. There must be some purpose. However, except for the people from the 3 chess kings, everyone else was blocked from the clan, and the people could only wander around the periphery in a depressed manner. It was like Gu Hai's college entrance exams on Earth in the past, and when you arrived outside the exam room, you said that you didn't have a pass and weren't allowed to enter. Doesn't that make it difficult for people? An invitation from Gu Hai was equivalent to giving everyone a pass. At once, everyone looked at Gu Hai comfortably. Patriarch Ding. These are my friends. It's okay to go in with me, right? Gu Hai laughed. Gu Hai guessed that Ding Rui was inside, for Ding Rui was still quite defensive, although he didn't know what Ghost Ding Rui was up to. But Gu Hai didn't want to barge in so alone, bringing everyone with him. It was also considered to stir up the water. Ding Dong looked at the surrounding cultivators who were eager to try. His face was ugly for a while. Previously, the 3 great chess kings entered the formation, but at most each brought 100 or 200 people. You want to bring at least thousands of people with you to go in awe. As Ding Dong was in a difficult situation, a voice suddenly entered his ears. Let them in. Ding Rui transmitted her voice. Ding Dong's complexion stared as he nodded and said, "Good, then Ancient Helm Master, please." "Oh, also good." Gu Hai nodded with a frown. Originally, he wanted to stir up the water, but he didn't expect Ding Dong to answer so dryly. Instead, Gu Hai got closer to being careful. "Many thanks, Mergu," the surrounding cultivators said gratefully. Gu Hai stepped in front, followed by more than 1,500 cultivators who slowly crossed into the large formation. Inside the grand formation, on top of a mountain peak, the peak was surrounded by clouds and mist, and there were some palaces on it. Ding Rui stood in front of the palace, looking at the distance where Gu Hai led a large number of cultivators to cross into the grand formation. "Helm Master, the Gu Hai has brought a group of people in," a subordinate said suspiciously. "He's being smart. So what if he brings people in? I would place them in my eyes," Ding Rui said in a cold voice. "The helmsman is just using Gu Hai. When Gu Hai breaks, this group of people will all give Gu Hai a burial," Ding Rui said in a cold voice. "Yes. Give me constant surveillance on Gu Hai," Ding Rui said in a deep voice. "Yes." Gu Hai entered the Dinglong sect with more than 1,000 people and quickly arrived at the Yuron Valley. There were a large number of buildings in the Lizili Valley. It was enclosed in a circle. At the center, it was divided into 3 small groups surrounding 3 breakers. 1 red, 1 blue, and 1 black. Ancient helmsman. Those 3 people playing chess. The one in red is the North Sea Chess King. The one in blue is the South Sea Chess King. And the one in black is the Tusheng Chess King. Surrounding them are their disciples' servants. Gu Hai looked over. The crowd of red-clothed old men and blue-clothed old men were quite normal. They were just dressed in special colors. But the black-clothed Tusheng chess sage was bizarrely wrapped in black robes that covered his head, making it impossible to see his face. And his disciples and servants, each of them were wrapped in black robes, making it impossible to see their faces. Gu Hai looked at this group of people in surprise. The disciples of the 3 great chess kings also looked at Gu Hai in surprise, as the people Gu Hai had brought in were 10 times the number of them. "Gentlemen, you will stay here temporarily with Mergu, but this is my Dinglong sect after all, so I hope you won't wander off," Ding Dong commanded. "Don't worry, Patriarch Ding," the crowd of cultivators immediately laughed. The crowd looked up at the sky, and sure enough, looking up at the sky from here, the remnant chessboard was more than twice as large. "Mr. Gu, I'll help you take the stump game again." A cultivator immediately volunteered to jump into the air to fetch the stump game down. Gu Hai looked around and found an area to sit down for the time being, while curiously looking at the 3 major chess kings. The North Sea Chess King and the South Sea Chess King seemed to be extremely anxious as they continued to drop their pieces. The Tusheng Chess King, on the other hand, was landing slowly, occasionally raising his head and sizing up the ancient sea. Not far away from the small attic, the 9 dukes looked towards Gu Hai with a cold smile. Coming is good. You guys go and inform the North Sea Chess King and South Sea Chess King that there's no need to blindly compete. I didn't promise them anything, however, now I can promise them, whoever beats Gu Hai in chess power. I'll promise whoever I can, the 9th Duke said in a deep voice. "9th Prince, just win over Gu Hai," a subordinate on the side curiously said. The 9th Prince revealed a cold smile and said, "That's all. To be able to understand the 28 heaven and earth vertical and horizontal formation. Do you think Gu Hai's chess power is poor? If I didn't see that his cultivation was too weak before, with his chess power, it would be enough to be my double. However, from the news that's been coming in for a while, Gu Hai's potential is still huge. So go and tell them that they can join forces to deal with Gu Hai, just to try out Gu Hai's potential." "Ah, yes.